as we said before, we have these two ratios or fractions. How we can discuss if they are equal or not? As we said before, we need to find if there's a number. We need to find if there's a number multiplied by 4 to be 12 and the same number multiplied by 7 to be 21. This is we have finished previously. And now we have another way, much more better. We will use the cross multiplication property in this question. Can you remember it? We have cross and we multiply these two numbers together. When you multiply 4 by 21, for sure, it's 84. Let's now multiply these two numbers together, which is 12 by 7. When you multiply them, it's also 84. So, by using cross multiplication way, these two ratios are equal. By the way, don't forget that these two numbers, the first one and the last one, called extremes, and the two in between called means. So let's find again the way of solving this question. You multiply 4 by 21, which are the extremes, and then multiply 12 by 7, which are or called means, and they are equal. The product here is 84, the product here is 84. So for sure they are proportional. And now let's find another example. Here we have 6 over 10 and 10 over 25. Let's use the cross multiplication. 6 by 25, it will be 150. And then 10 times 10, it's so easy to find this one mentally, it's 100. So when you multiply extremes here and the means, we found they are not equal. So this ratio of this fraction not equal to this one, so they didn't represent a proportion. Let's recap this. We multiply 6 by 25, it's 150. We multiply 10 by 10, so they are not equal. This sign means not equal, as this is 150 and this is 100. Let's solve another example. But in this question, as we have a lot of values or amounts, we can't use the previous way. Now we will use the graphical representation. This is the new way for this question. Let's read the question. The opposite table illustrates the distance in meters covered by Basim in one of his running exercises. So to understand this table, he covers 6 meters in 1 second and 12 meters in 2 seconds and so on. So now we understand this table. Let's continue reading. Determine whether the distance in meters is proportional to the time in seconds and then explain your answer. In this question, as we said before, we can't put all of these numbers in ratio or in rates, as this is time and this is distance, or in fractions, as they are a lot. So our way now is putting in graph. As we said before, it's 1 with 6. So let's move 1 in x-axis, as this is the time, and y-axis, it's the distance. Let's move 1 and 6 up, putting the point. Then move 2 with 12 to right and 12 up, as we have 2 seconds for 12 meters. And so on. We put all the points for the values which are included in the previous table. After putting all of these points, let's draw a line. Now, the line or the points, all of them lie on the line. The points here are all lie on the same straight line and starting from 0. So it's proportional. If we have the points lie on the same straight line and this line starting from 0, 0, so the two amounts represent a proportion. these two amounts was time and distance in this question. So if the points lie on a straight line and passing through the origin, starting from the origin, which is 0, 0, then this relation called a proportion. Let's solve this question. Now we have this proportion. The question said it's proportion already. Let's find x. Let's find this unknown. When we see a question like this one, you can use for sure cross multiplication. Now we have 12 times x, which is written as 12x directly without the multiplication sign, equal 21 by 16. You can use the calculator. It will be 336. Now, to find x, you need to get rid of this number. So we have two ways. First way is divided by 12, so to find x alone, or you can move this 12 to be divided for this one. So to find x, we have two ways. I use this way, so 336, just divide by 12 to find the answer. Let's recap on this. If you have this proportion, he said it's proportion, so now we can multiply directly. You can multiply 12 by x and 21 by 16. Again, this is 1 and this one, they are called extremes, and these two are called means. This one with this one are called means. Now let's multiply x by 12, which is 12x, 16 by 21, which is 336. Let's use this way now. I found, or I solved it with the first way. There's the second way here. You can divide it by 12 for this one and this one to find the answer. Now it's 28. So we just use the cross multiplication. We can also use another method in this question. We can use the first way we have started with. Do you remember when we say a lot of times what is multiplied by 12 to be 21? But here we can find a number multiplied by 12 to be 21. Or you will use a lot of decimal or maybe a fraction. So we have here a new way. Let's simplify this fraction. 12 over 16 to be simplified, both numbers can divisible by 4. We can divide both numbers by 4. So 12 divided by 4 on your calculator, 3. 16 divided by 4 on your calculator, 4. Or maybe you can write this fraction directly on your calculator, 12 over 16. It will be this answer, 3 over 4.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.